let's get to the stock of the day, which is Web Travel Group. So just for those of you who might just be joining us, we usually pick a stock of the day somehow related to news that's out there, shares that might be moving the market. And today we saw Web Travel posting a rise in annual earnings with strong growth in the Americas and Europe, helping to offset some disruption from that war in Iran. Total transaction value rose 20% for 2026 to $5.8 billion. Revenue also increased 20% to just over $394 million. Underlying net profit after tax was up 8% to $86 million. Now, the group says that bookings in the first 8 weeks of the financial year rose 6%, though transaction value fell. Market coming, I should say Web Travel Group coming off the boil as this day moves on, but still way outperforming the broader market. So I'm going to ask my guests, is it a buy, hold, or sell today? Andrew?
I think it's a hold, Nadine, and even though the results were positive, my key concern is more the broader thematic. So, we were talking very briefly just before relating to what the RBA is going to be doing with interest rates. If you're getting slugged a higher interest rate on your home loan or investment property or whatever the case may be, travel's probably the least thing that's on your mind at the moment. Also, just relating to general cost of living pressures as well. Anything in that consumer discretionary space. Take Wesfarmers as an example. Wesfarmers peaked at $90. Here we are today at $74. Would I be buying Wesfarmers or Webjet? I'd be picking Wesfarmers every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So, I note the fact that it's a PE. Webjet is a PE of 8. Forecast earnings per share growth of 29% next year. So that certainly is a positive. And that consensus number, which is somewhat laughable, the 13 analysts who follow it suggest that it's got a target price of over $5 a share relative to that $2.45 that we just saw in there at the screen at the moment. But to me, this is, if you're doing sort of the gold standard of what a consumer discretionary stock looks like, anything in that travel space would be it. Too many moving parts at the moment, so it's a hold.
Henry, Web Travel Group. I'm showing my age.
You are showing your age. Web Travel Group. Yeah, this is the web beds business in terms of hotel back-end management. And I've got to say, I thought this was a pretty good result, given that the backdrop, of course, is the disruption to the Middle East. The Americas bookings grew 41%. That is a big number. Europe added 19%, so that is not a bad number either. So this stock has suffered considerably after that Spanish audit announcement that we saw earlier this year. So that's really put the kibosh on any rally. But I think these numbers were pretty good. It's got a bucket load of cash as well, which gives it some serious optionality. It's only capped at about $900 million, and it's got nearly $400 million in cash and another $100 million in undrawn funding. So, there's certainly some M&A opportunities for these guys. And I think, it's one of those companies that, they're doing well controlling what they can control. They can't control what's happening in the Middle East. Nobody can. And that obviously has a detrimental impact on their business. But I think, from a growth point of view, America is looking good. Europe is looking good. And, I think this one has suffered and is probably due to come out of the kennel. I know that, we look at a lot of these kennel club stocks, and there's plenty out there on the ASX. We have been left on the hard shoulder having our picnic as we watch the world go by in Chips Land with SY Hynix, etc., going absolutely nuts at the moment. I think it's up at 11% in Korea this morning, just crazy. But for me, WEB does look like a buy here. I think we've seen the worst of it, and if we do get peace in our time, that is going to be a tailwind for these guys. It was interesting to note that the new CEO's had his salary docked a couple of $100,000 and given some options as well, with a strike price of $3. I wouldn't be surprised to see that as strike price. Those options be in the money in the next 6 to 9 months. So I have a buy on this one.
That is a buy for Webjet. All right, not Webjet. Geez, Web Travel Group. We're off to a good start.
Web Travel.